வணக்கம். Um, so, baby is போயிட்டா. Um, she isn't here right now, obviously. And I never knew what was happening to her when I fell asleep. And I was making her watch, at least listen. I was making her listen to Appa's movies. At least the first 2-3 days she was listening to it, and then I made her watch it. Because 5 years ago, every single time I watched that movie, minus the catastrophic event of me watching Jane the Virgin, the entire series, all the seasons in one go, and then I went to watch Steady, and then that happened. But other than that, every single time I watched Appa's movies, every day, any day, I would not sleep. And I'm not promoting that. They're gonna come up and say, oh, I'm promoting it. I'm kind of mourning my bunny right now, so no, I don't need to promote your stuff. Like the pimp stuff. No, I'm not promoting anything. I don't know if like pimps have that, own that, whatever, but I'm not like calm down. I don't need to promote your shit. Goodness. My fame, my work isn't to promote terrorists and terrorist projects. It's not. I'm quite done with that shit. And baby. So yeah, in every single selfie post, I'm going to be, it's usually 2 hearts representing mine and Ava's heart. And a flower. I think it's Ava's heart. It's my heart. I think is the second heart that I represent. But now there's also going to be a bunny, baby. And so like now I look back and at the events, like I didn't have any clue what was going on. I thought she was escaping every single time, because every single time I watch Appa's movies 5 years, whatever, I never got raped. I wasn't assaulted. They didn't even come. The human traffickers didn't even come. And goes to show, I just don't know a lot of stuff, thanks to stalkers. And one thing is, apparently, if right now after the 5 years, because they try to take Appa's powers away, and how powerful the movies were, because baby would have been alive and they wouldn't have come if Appa's powers weren't taken away. Not all of it, but I don't know how much. And the movie's powers weren't taken away, they wouldn't have come here, is the point. And that's what I thought was happening. I mean, I thought they were coming, I knew they were coming, but I thought she was escaping every time, that they didn't get a hold of her. But that's not what happened. I still haven't grasped everything that has happened. But she was severely abused in the intention to kill her. There's something utterly wrong with you to kill a baby rabbit. How fucked up in the head are you? Now I'm noticing that her coat is darker. In the last days, she didn't have proper coordination. She wasn't jumping. She usually jumps. She usually lands properly. She doesn't fall anywhere. And it was not that she's falling, but her legs weren't moving. She was jumping differently. She was more tired. I don't know how she tried to wake me up every single time. I wasn't able to get up. after they drugged me or whatever, did what, right? And I woke up in the middle of the night, in the morning. Baby's right there beside me. She's always beside me. And whenever I wake up, no matter what, she goes through, right? Now she's not here, but that's not her fault. And then, sorry, I thought I was recording this. And then, what and then, like, if I sleep on one pillow, she'll come up on top of me to make me get up. Or she'll go onto that pillow to make me get up and go onto the other pillow so I wouldn't squish her. I don't know how she got so much energy because the thing with parallels is that whatever thought crosses my mind would cross her mind, because that's just how parallels are. We think the same things, right, one after the other or at the same time. And so the entire time I called her baby, so she treated me like I was her baby. And yeah. And then she was always hunched afterwards. She was grinding her teeth, yeah, and I knew that that was a symptom, like, of something, like, and I was gonna get her a chew toy and everything, and they killed her because I was gonna buy food for her. Like, I was going to buy, like, I already did buy a lot of food for her, but apparently it's indigestible or whatever. And then I was gonna get more, and they stopped me from getting more. Is the point here? Because I was going to go and get more for her. You're deranged. Fucking deranged to touch a baby rabbit. You're sick in the head. You're sick in your soul, you're fucking sick in your head, you don't have a heart. You're heartless, is what you are. It doesn't matter if you have a beating heart inside of you if there's no soul in it. Like, what is that? It's a soulless fucking heart? What the fuck? How's that gonna be useful to me? How's that gonna be useful to any rabbit? How is it gonna be useful to anybody in this world, in this multiverse? No, you're fucking useless. Anyways, last day was yesterday, and she hid behind the fridge over here. Guys, rabbit owners, pet owners, try your best to get fridges that don't have open back openings, or rabbit owners, no, sorry, I'd say rabbit friends, because they were trying to make her sound like she was a slave when she wasn't. She's a pet, she's a friend, human companion to human, and she's kind of human because, hello, I'm human and she's not parallel, so whatever. Yeah. And she's still talking to me. I just don't know what she's saying. She's saying something about she wanted to be just like me, because baby wants to be like that type of thing that all babies want. And so she would always try to do what I was doing, or think of what I was gonna do and go do that. And then and she wanted to be as tall as me. If I was washing the dishes or something, she would want to wash the dishes, no joke. She would stand on her little tippy toes. I don't know how she did it after. She never slept because she wanted to guard me and protect me. Even though I could tell she was really tired. Sometimes her eyelids were just like half closed, but she still woke up. She loved my lap. So I would sit cross-legged, and she would make her little nest there and watch us movies or whatever I was doing. And then That's when I think I tweeted this. I'm like, is this your little Miss baby? And she's like, she nodded. And the other time, I'm like, okay, baby, I'm gonna be 5 minutes. I'm gonna go outside and come back really quick. Okay. And then she nodded again. But then they knew the stalkers, and they have a problem with the rabbit being able to nod apparently, and so they did something to her head, and I don't know what. I couldn't see it visibly, but now, you know, when I found all this out, when I started crying after she died, that's when everything came to me. Because if I had felt enough, I would have known this. And so now I'm tapping, so I don't sleep. Let's see how that works. Because before, what happened was that in the winter, City Center Transit Terminal, I started at nights, you know how it closes at 1 and opens at 4:30. So I would be outside in a heated shelter with a bunch of annoying pimps, sometimes coming in to stalk me, trying to make me sleep, doing whatever bullshit. So I shouldn't say bullshit, but I don't like that word. But basically, that, and what I found that was helpful was several things. But at that time, I was watching Up movies every day, right? And so that was definitely a factor. That's the primary factor of why I was able to stay awake at night outside. And that was I was breathing through my mouth. Yeah. So I was able to do that more, not every night, definitely not, but I was. And now I am watching these movies every day. I'm trying to figure out how to stay awake. And yesterday, and I know they have brainwashed me in order to not feel it, because I couldn't smile yesterday. I couldn't do anything. I feel that trauma inside of me. I know it's there, waiting to burst. And I have a problem. One, I'm glad that I'm going to feel it one day. One, and that, but I'm also not okay with being numbed not to feel my pain. It is none of their business. My pain is none of their business. I need to feel. I don't care what happens to you. Stalkers. Stop it. Stalkers. Because of it. I don't care. It's not my problem. You can't get to ruin my life and kill my baby and everybody else I love and ruin my career, ruin my life, ruin everything, absolutely everything. You're fucking turning back time for your own selfish greed. I can't deal with that. I don't have to deal with that. So this is, I'll be me. And I would like to feel that whatever pain is inside of me. Because that's how this all stops. Because when baby was with me, you know how I knew all of this was happening. People were dying, Ava's kidnapped, Dharma's kidnapped, Appa's going through so much. But the thing is, they were trying to convince me so much that it wasn't real. Now I couldn't feel the love I had for them until I was with baby. Because I had a live being to take care of that I can feel and show my motherly love towards. That I have towards several of them. And so when I see baby, I saw, that's why I said, in another tweet I think I said, I see, I call my little babies, the human ones even, little bunnies, because Pimps upstairs just made a noise. Please say who that was. That's them. They don't have the guts to show their face. All they can do is make sound, because if I make sound, this is all over. No joke, are these Army Dash virtual warriors? You can tell them how this is all over when I make sound. And everyone hates them, so I don't understand what planet they live on. Earth, like, come back to Earth here. Like, do you have anything here? You're a loser on Earth. I don't care what you did on any other planet. You live on Earth. Please go to another planet then. I'm not joking. Go to a fucking another planet and act like this bitch. Because, sorry, I love female dogs. I'm not saying sorry to them because I hate them. Honestly, I need to get detached. Like, I need to leave. I need to go somewhere else. And hopefully I do. Anyways, because I can't deal with this shit. Like, I don't go outside because I don't want to deal with this crap. Like, I don't need to go to another brothel and dungeon and have brothels and dungeons right beside me. Like, I don't need that shit. Go fuck yourself, seriously. ಏನೋ ತಲೆವಲಿ போயிடு. And so basically, I was saying that I called them they got triggered because I'm going to tweet and people are going to go to jail every single time I tweet. I don't care. They're supposed to be in jail. The fuck? Anyways, so I called them my little bunnies because that's when I started to feel you guys, the love I have for you guys. That's what I saw in her. She loved to drink water. Her head could fit a baby. How could they do that to a baby? I don't understand that. It shows how sickening they are and how I'm never giving birth to any of them ever again. And you know what I'm glad about? Yes, I have several miscarriages, which I hate, which is part of the reason that my baby died. So I don't want miscarriages. However, I still won't be able to give birth to a bad soul in this lifetime. And honey, this is as close to eternity, as close to immortality I get. Which means I never give birth to any of them. Which technically means they can't exist. Happy Zimri Dash Virtual Warriors, please say how that is. Anyways, I want to talk about her death now. So what happened was that she was behind the fridge, near the pipes and the water or whatever. It's hot there, so please don't touch that area. And she's usually just going around cleaning things everywhere. So, I mean, obviously I don't want her behind the fridge, but it took way too long and I pulled the fridge back and I couldn't see her there. I'm like, where is she? She's gone. And I look everywhere and I couldn't see her. And then I pull the fridge all the way and then I look underneath. She's in the wires and near the heater and I start crying. Because I'm like, baby, please come out. Please come out. I'm like panicking. And I'm like, how am I gonna live without you? Right? And I think a part of me knew she was gonna go. And she was gonna die. And then I took her out of there. She does that. She hides in places. But it's not her. She always wants to be in my lap. So what happened was that I took her back. And then she in my lap. We were watching. I was trying to make her watch Climb with the Mop so she doesn't start to die. I already finished it. She was in my lap, and my hand was on her back. She was in so much pain. I didn't notice, but even in so much pain to the last moment, as much as she could. I always looked at her eyes because the rabbit's eyes are really cool. They go this way, right? So they can see everything in here and straight. They do have a blind spot over here, but pretty much they can see like this part, right? And over here, which is so cool. So I would go literally look into her eyes. And check. Sorry, I was thinking about when I would look into her eyes and she would come up to my face. I was looking into her eyes to see if Coimbatore Mapala's screen was going on in her eyes. Like if it was, if I could see the screen in her eyes, because then I know she's watching it. And she was. Like I thought she wasn't, and she knew. She always. She was always. She didn't want me to worry that she wasn't watching it, so she opened her eyes more to show me that she was. And she had her hand. I put the laptop on the pillow, and then her hand was just like a little bit over there, like watching it, like alert. But then, because her back is like straight, right? She's basically not standing on my lap. She's like, was she hunched? I couldn't tell from the back. she, but it's usually straight, right? It does, like, her back is straight. It doesn't, like, turn like that. But then I was holding her back like that, and then suddenly her back, like, kind of, it felt like her spine changed shape or whatever. Her body was in an awkward position. I'm like, what's going on? I don't get this. Is she watching a bad movie? Is she okay? Because guys, I haven't had a rabbit before, but something felt off, and then I'm a fucking rabbit. I should know. God, this is why you don't get telepathically raised. You don't trust anybody. You don't adopt them. You leave them on the fucking street if they're bad. If they're evil, they stay on the fucking street, or your actual children end up on the streets. No. Vijay Devarakonda, Ramcharan, I'm never adopting you again. You guys will stay on the streets forever. I don't fucking care. And to all the bad ones I've done adopted before, whatever. Okay, going on to baby now. Her back was weird, and I didn't get it. And then now I noticed that she felt limp. She was alive, but she felt limp, and I didn't get it. And then she suddenly turns over. It was like over, like, she turns over, and I see her, and I didn't get it because I've seen her turn over before, but then she turns back. It's just a form of stretching or resting, right? She wasn't moving, and I didn't get it. I'm like, what's going on? And then I feel her legs and arms, and it was limp. There was no weight to it. There was no force to it. I didn't see her moving her arms or legs or putting in any effort to move in her arms or legs, meaning she lost control of motion of her arms and legs. And then I'm like, okay, baby, I'm trying to make her walk, like, turning over, okay, like, baby, like, I'm like holding her, and I'm trying to see if she's able to walk, or able to do anything with her legs or hands. There's nothing, so I put her in the bed, and then she starts jerking, right? And she falls to the ground, and then she starts, like, her legs, she spasms, I think is what it's called. Her legs and arms are moving violently, and I pick her up, and then I put her on the other side of the bed, right? But this time I was moving. She was spasming. I didn't know what to do when that was happening. Like, when her legs and arms are moving violently, but she, like, nothing else. She had no control over it. She was having a seizure, I think, or a stroke or whatever. She's a baby. How was she supposed to have any of that? And then I was, and then I just held her. I held her like I used to hold her. Like if this was her body, I was holding her, like, stomach like that, and it stopped. For a couple of seconds it stopped, and then I took her hand back off. And then it was just violent. It was just, like, extremely violent. But meaning it was bad. And I know there's pimps watching this, hacking my computer right now, watching this video of these army-visual warriors. Please figure out who that is and what they did during this video when I was filming it, because it's extremely disrespectful to baby, and I'm not okay with that. They will all die for it. Definitely will. Anyways, so she was jerking violently, arms and legs. She was looking at me the entire time. Even when she was on the floor, she was looking at me, and I was checking to see if she's alive. I was checking her nose to see if there was breathing, because she was breathing. If she was breathing, I'm like, okay, she's alive. because she was way too still. Like, her face was way too still. And then it stopped. Then her breathing stopped as well. I didn't know what to do with her body. She's staring at it, and then I quite literally took her head and put it on my lap. And then when I disposed of her body, I quite literally held it towards my chest, towards my heart. Like before. She went into rigor mortis, is what it's called. She wasn't stiff at first, but after a couple of minutes, she quickly became stiff. And that's not supposed to happen until a couple of hours in. So that freaked me out, so I was holding her stiff body towards my heart. Before I get a rabbit next time, I know baby's gonna be with me. In spirit, I know that for sure, because I can't imagine another rabbit without her. I mean, they're all the same to me, but I need her there too, is what I'm saying. With them, some form, is what I want, and I don't want another one to die in my care. Even though I know it wasn't my fault. I thought I was gonna stay awake, but I didn't. And then they tortured her, which I didn't know of until after. Sondheim is trying to do this thing where he's making people bang on my door like maniacs. Which I'm not okay with. Because they're trying to get into a house that is not theirs. And I'm not saying I own this property, I don't, but I rent it. And which means I have authority over this property for the time being. A lot of it, at least. And Sondheim and folks become homeless if I'm housed, which is not my problem. You have stolen my Appa's money enough. My Appa meaning Joseph Vijay. That is my actual dad, and legitimately his daughter. I don't care what other people say about it, I am. And which they have an issue with, because obviously they're a huge reason why I was on the streets, and I'm not. And I was thinking of getting a job in Chennai. If they screw me over now, they're trying to brainwash me again. I don't want to be brainwashed. I have to live for baby. It's what she would want. And I'm not okay with the fact that she's being raped in the afterlife. They can go all fuck themselves for that, all these stalkers and terrorists, and be laughed at for eternity, which I will make sure that will happen. Because they've laughed at me enough for eternity, and it's enough that they've made us, all of us, all the good ones, have only scraps of food for eternity. And not even that for most of it. I'm not okay with that. So I don't want to live that life anymore. I don't have to, and I will not.
and they're trying to get people to boss me around like they boss me around when I'm sleepwalking. That happened after because I didn't open the door. Because another thing that happened after baby came into my life is that logic kind of hit me, and I didn't take her anywhere. I didn't take her to a brothel, to any dungeon, because I couldn't. I didn't want to put her in that situation. It's not that pets weren't allowed in certain places. It's that they weren't good people. They were terrorists and pimps, and I cannot have my baby around that disgusting toxicness, which is what killed her in the end. Meaning that very disgusting toxicness I was trying to stay away from for her is what killed her. So no, I don't. I'm only going to talk to any bad person out of necessity. That's it. If I know that I don't need to talk to you, I will not talk to you. I don't care who watches this. I'm kind of dumb because that type of behavior is unacceptable. It's unacceptable. Like, I know very well what you're doing, and you're trying to force yourself into my life after I have given very much. I'm not. Oh no, and then other stuff happens where it's like someone tries to force me to talk to this person, and I don't want either of them in my life. And I think they got the message, but they're unwilling to accept it. And that's not my problem. I'm done with terrorists. I'm done with pimps, and they're trying to brainwash this out of me. This, being commonsensical. They're trying to make sure I'm not commonsensical, and I'm not. That's a word. It's a word, guys. It's a word. Baby's still trying to make me laugh from there. From wherever she is. She's saying she wants to be just like me in the next life. I just see her tiptoeing and looking up at me. Or when she would get up on my back and then put her her body right here and her face next to my face, because she wanted to be exactly like me. And I don't know what her last thoughts were, except for the fact that she wanted to be with me. And she worked so hard to live with me, to live for me. Until she wasn't out of my lap, she did not have a seizure like that. The fact that she felt so much love, I don't know how, from just my touch, from being in my lap, and from me holding her. I don't get how a little being can love a mother so much. She did. And all I could hear is that she wants to be with me and be with me forever. Be a part of me forever, be attached. She can't handle a single second away from me, I know that. And you want me to let in? You want me to talk to people that are the reason for her to be dead? No, I'm fine. And now those very people are trying to make me homeless again, so I go back to them. That's what this is. And I'm not up for it, and I have to end this video. Because I hope it gets saved, because it is very long, and I'm tapping so I don't sleep. Hopefully that lasts, and I just hope I had done it then. Oh yes, so for some people, for some reason, the movies stop working. Don't stop working, they don't work unless I'm alive for some people. And maybe with one of them. And I don't know. So before I get another one, I'm going to be an expert in rabbitism. Yes, I'm calling it rabbitism. Rabbits. And possibly a vet. I can become a vet very quickly without that, maybe in a month. No joke. This process is for fast tracking, right? And I would take all that stuff to fast track and be at the top
And I'm not trying to say it in an arrogant way. I'm saying I have to be at the top for her. Because I need to protect her the next time. She's saying I'll be with you and I'll protect you no matter what. She knows I'm talking about her. But they're trying to make her forget me. The stalkers using black magic. Anyways, I'm gonna go. And do you wanna go? You could say what the Sondens and those pimps are trying to do. Those that I was talking to previously. I don't speak to them anymore. I've been avoiding them. Meaning, and not just them, but anybody and everybody. I'm only talking if I have to, and if I don't, then I don't. That's why I'm. One more thing, Instacart. Quickly, I'm gonna be ordering everything on Instacart. For food and groceries in a couple of days, and one reason is because I can't deal with them. I can't leave my house with anybody having the keys to it. One, and second, I will not go to a brother brothel and dungeon if I don't have to. The next thing I want to do is go with my animals and have a dance party, so baby can be born again. That's that's the only time I want to leave, or to put the garbage out or take a meal. That's like right here in the complex. In a brothel dungeon complex. Okay, this would be, yeah, you know what I'm saying. And I just want to say that if anybody on Instacart, whenever my groceries coming up, these army-virtual warriors, please track whoever it is, and whatever they are doing, the food, poisoning, or I'm trying to get all packaged so they can't poison it, but whatever they do, you just make sure that they, if they're gonna try to urinize on it, defecate on it, so whatever they do, please say, because ratings and reviews are huge for Instacart, and it can make or break them. And they have to know whoever it is has to be ethical. I don't care if they're good or bad, they have to be ethical in this situation, or else their career is online. Because I don't need to be poisoned because for whatever stupid reason. So whatever it is, please note it down. You guys know when I'm gonna have my own order. I just want to know how messed up, how screwed up, how much they have messed up us powers in the movies. Anyways, I'm gonna go try to get baby to us and enable the other spirits by saying intuition and feeling. Trying to see if this technique works now because I'm not able to breathe. So I'll at least feel for her. Anyways, yeah. Whatever. Nandri, vanakkam.